Hello, I'm Red3yz, and I'd like to welcome you to episode 6 of my Minecraft Let's Play. So, first of all, I want to give a quick shout out to Generic B. He's a guy, I put him on my channel, and since then, it was only like last week, and since then his channel's like really taking off. Some other people have noticed him, I'm not too sure who, to be honest, but yeah, he's doing really good, so check him out, makes some good videos. And also shout out to anyone else who's been working on the mob stuff, the kind of selectable mob traps. I know he was doing it, and Etho and DocM and Roboticost, and those are the guys I've seen, so I'm sure there's more. Also shout out to Roboticost, because he gave me the fix for this escalator thing. All I had to do was replace the blocks on the top with glass here, and now I go through and I don't take any damage. So that's pretty cool. All working good. Whoops. And yeah, that's about it. It's quite a long episode. There are shortcuts in the description if you kind of get bored, so feel free to skip ahead. And yeah, enjoy. So this thing here is a tall mob drowner, and the way it works is the minecarts come in one end and they are slowly pushed along the track below by the pistons, and it's designed for tall mobs, so the minecart is down at this level, and as you can see the water is above the pistons, so the mobs are drowned effectively. And at the end here there's a kind of cart unloading thing which pushes the minecart up and across and up again, and that's basically to get it above the water level, so there's no risk of having a piston stay open and having water flow out everywhere. It's all enclosed. So I'll just show you how it works, and I'll just take a ride in it actually. You go in, and as you can see, I'm under the water, and I'm slowly getting pushed forward, and my health is going down. So I could easily make this very long, so they, you know, are drowned as they make their way through. But at the moment, it's just at the end that they start taking damage. And as you can see, if you stay in the cart, you get pushed out, but the mob should be dead by that time. And their items should fall down this hole here. And as you can see, there's two ladders which hold the minecart up. And they're arranged like this just so that all the drops definitely fall down and don't get pushed over there. So underneath, here's the wiring. And so it's just two rows of redstone torches underneath the pistons above, and you can see that one side is inverted and it turns off, then the other ones turn on while this side is off, and then these ones, you know, turn off, and then these ones turn back on. So basically they don't interfere with each other. And the way that is achieved is one side is inverted here with this torch, and then the signal makes its way all the way along. They're all synchronized. And on the other side, there is a very long pulse made with this pulse lengthener. And that keeps this side open a lot longer, or shut, or whatever it is. Either way, they don't interfere, because one side is inverted, and the other side has this pulse lengthener. And the pulse itself comes from this minecart clock, which has been running for quite a while. I use this because it's easy to set up, you don't need loads of repeaters, and yeah, it works out for what I need. I'll probably change it in the future though. And the extra wiring here on the side, and here is to control the vertical kind of pistons which get the minecart out of the water. So that's basically it. Yeah, there's a drowner made with pistons and a timer and everything, and every time I've gone through it's worked. So I can't wait to hook this up to the tall mob system and yeah, see how well it performs. The next device I came up with is a drowner, another one, but this one is for spiders. And as you can see, it's very different than the tall mob one. And this one is actually pretty cool. You know, I can't wait to try it out. I haven't actually tested it yet, but I'm pretty sure it will work. And the idea is that the spiders, they come in along this track here, and they fall down into the hole there. And because they're spiders, you know, they're quite big, so they stick out in these corners a bit, and they actually push down on the pressure plate. Well, that's the idea anyways. And what that will do is, you know, when they're pushing on the pressure plate, they land on it and nothing happens. But when they die and they come off of the pressure plate, you can see it triggers the piston. So I can't remember what that's called. I didn't look it up on the wiki, I just kind of messed around until I got it working, but I think it's some kind of, I don't know, it's like an edge trigger, or I don't know, I couldn't tell you. I was just messing around until it worked. So what happens is, we'll just have a look. You stand on it, and you release. Yeah, I don't know, I can't explain it. And then this signal comes around here to this piston which pushes the minecart out. And again below there is a hole with ladders to keep everything floating. And actually, oh yeah, there's a ladder on the glowstone there, and a ladder there. And if it accidentally stays open, then there is a hole here for the water to flow down, because I don't want it to spill out on this side. And I figure any items that come out in here will just land in the water stream below, which goes over to the collection area. So yeah, pretty cool, really, because it doesn't rely on any specific timing except for when the mob dies or despawns or disappears. And it's kind of the thing I want to go for, you know, because, you know, there's always a risk the mobs will just despawn. So I don't know, having this kind of thing is quite nice. And also it detects, or it's supposed to detect, when a mob comes in using a detector rail. And I think that's how it works. Let's see. Does that work? Oh no, there's a lever. So yeah, so when the cart comes in, it sends a signal, and that will clear out anything that's in here already, you know, just in case there's a problem. So overall, I think it's a pretty cool thing, and I can't wait to try it out. So the next thing I messed about with was the spider killing thing I showed you before. And basically what was happening before is the spiders would land in the minecart on the black block in the middle there. So the minecart goes in, it lands, and a second or soon after these two netherrack blocks come up, or they were supposed to come up, and kill the spider that way. And if you have a spider next to a block in a minecart, normally it will damage them. But in this case, it wasn't working. So I changed the design a bit, so that these two pistons from the side come across towards the center, instead of the netherrack coming up. And in this arrangement, it does work. So I don't know why that's happening, you know, it's the same thing. It's either these two blocks going up to fill this space here, or it's these two dirt blocks coming in the side also to fill, you know, these two spaces. So, you know, in my mind it's no different, but obviously something to do with, you know, the blocks coming up as opposed to across is making it so that spiders don't take damage. So I started testing these, and I was getting, you know, a couple spiders coming up from my mob trap, but just not very many. You know, they might be too far away, they might be despawning, or there's just too many tall mobs spawning and the spiders are getting stuck somewhere. I don't know what the problem is, I didn't really investigate, but I did decide that I need to have more spiders. And there's been a lot of talk about these, you know, custom mob traps that have, you know, switching options, spiders only and spiders off and that kind of thing. You know, Roboticost and Etho have been doing a lot of that. And I thought, right, you know, it's time to hop on the bandwagon. So I decided to build a tiny little spider spawner. And I think I might have got slightly carried away. So here it is. So the thing is just to the left of me now, and I'm going down the mountainside kind of where it is, just so you get an idea of the shape of the hill. And I looked at this thing once from where I'm going when I was building it, so I have no idea what it looks like. I only looked at it about halfway through, and I'm going to come over here to a vantage point and see what it looks like. And I honestly haven't seen it for a while, so Actually, I just want to get this wool, because, you know, wool is good. Oh, I think there's a higher point up here. Some trees. Oh, I'll just go over here. Okay, here we go. Oh my god. Well, it's not too bad, really. Yeah, it's quite big and dark, and I'm quite happy I put all the trees up there and let the grass grow onto it. But yeah, that looks not too bad. The pillars are they spaced properly? I hope so. And yeah, there's a weird lump at the end there. But yeah, that's the viewing area. So we're gonna go there now and have a closer look. If I can just find that sheep. Okay. Yeah, so this did take quite a lot of resources, but it was very easy to build, basically, because it's a repeating pattern. It's long strips. I was watching Tank, and he, in his LP, he was designing a mob trap, and he put in these 2 wide strips to spawn the mobs on, instead of kind of 6 wide pads or something like that. And I thought it was a really good idea. You know, I've seen mob traps where they have much smaller pads, and they do, you know, still get good spawn rates, I think. So I thought, yeah, I'll just go to 2x2, test it out, and if it doesn't work, I'll make them bigger. But 2x2 seems fine, you know? I had asked Tank, just messaged him to ask him if the pack spawning was still working, and he said it was, and it seems to be, you know, from what I've seen. This strip here at the end is 3 wide, so I thought it might get more spawns, but actually they seem to spawn equally kind of all over the place, although I haven't, you know, thoroughly tested everything. And below, what there's kind of a solid block under where these gravel things are. Not a solid block, but a spawning strip. And you can see above each pad or strip there's glass, and that's to prevent tall mobs from spawning, so only spiders can spawn in here. And I was thinking about putting pistons and all that, but you know, whatever. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter what I'll do. I'll just have this spider only system, and I'll put a lighting system above to turn it on or off, and that will have to do. Because the lighting system shouldn't be too hard. I can do it all up here. Big space to work in. So yeah, should be a lot of fun, and should be quite visible as well. So at the moment, under each of these gravel things is where there's a spawning place, or a strip. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 at the moment. They are 63 long at the moment. 63, I'm not too sure why. That makes like 940 something available spots to spawn. And I can add 1 more strip at the other end, and I will take it up to 1008. So yeah, quite a big spider spawner. You know, the placement isn't optimum and all that, but yeah. And you know, this end is still kind of open, so there's light getting in there. But it's still working quite good. So you can see, here's the whole cross section of the thing, where the glass is. You can kind of see every block, all the necessary blocks. Just a bunch of strips going all the way down. I was thinking of, you know, putting signs on the edge, but actually the spiders seem to walk off fine. The idea behind having signs is that the mobs see them as solid blocks, and they then walk off the edge. And along here, because it's spiders, oh, I can actually get in. A design flaw. Because it's spiders, if they walk off this edge here, they'll get stuck in the water, and I can still, have this gap at the end here to walk all the way down and inspect it if I want. So, yeah. Very simple to build. It took a ton of resources, but yeah, definitely been worth it, I think. I've only done a bit of testing, and I can't wait to do some more. So down below here you can see the canals that collect the spiders are 4 wide. Above, the water pushes them into this 4 wide canal. 4 wide so the spiders don't stay on the edge so much because there's water pushing them towards the center. And then they fall into this pit below. And all along here I have a viewing area. I don't think there's very much light getting into the pads above. So, it might be affecting the spawning rate a little bit, but it does make it much more interesting down here. And I've left a gap open on the edge here. And the reason for that is, partly to see outside, but more that when I'm over at the other end, at the viewing area, I get this band of light coming across so I can see all the spiders hopping up and down. And that's about it, really. Doesn't really serve any huge purpose. But when I'm here, I can see them hopping up and down. So I may as well turn it on and see if any will spawn where I am right here. I think there's some spawning. Yep, there's one there. So they're already starting to come down. I hit F3. You can see they start to fall down. And we'll go and have a closer look. There they are. The spiders are quite resistant to water when you're around. They fight the current a lot. But eventually they do fall down. And currently where I'm having the most trouble is in this room below here, which is going to be the pickup zone. So I haven't fully figured it out. I want some kind of automatic system. I think I want 2 pickup points as well, so I can get spiders faster. But for now, I'm not even going to go into it because everything I've tried bugs out eventually. So at the moment, it's just set to a manual pickup with a button from above. You can see there's a Pez dispenser here. It receives the signal from the button above via these redstone torches. The cart comes down here, falls down here, comes across here, where it picks up a spider. I'll probably use a pressure plate here connected to a torch to indicate when there's a spider ready, and have this be some kind of pickup control, so that every time a spider comes, then a cart is released. But then I need to check it did pick up a spider, and that it doesn't release the next cart too quickly. So the problem is I don't want the carts to come out too quickly, and if a spider gets picked up and then immediately another one hits the pressure plate, it could start sending out the carts too fast. And I want to avoid that, so yeah, I'm still working on it. But for now, the spider would get picked up, and he makes his way... Oh, just one more thing I'll show you. At the moment, the empty cart detection is quite simple. The cart doesn't make it up the hill, so it just falls backwards into this pit here. And you can see there's already a cart in here. So pretty low tech for the moment. And all the empty cart detection I've been trying is, the ones with redstone repeaters and timing stuff. Hasn't really been working. I can't use the drop method with spiders because they will take damage going off the edge. And yeah, so I have to use some kind of timing, momentum-based method. And I can't get it to work reliably. One day it will work on one timing, and then the next day it won't. And then the next day it will start working again. So for now I can trigger it with a button here, or this lever, or a pressure plate over here, which is what I will be using to test the spider crusher. So I'll just, oh, I'm on normal already. As you can see, I'm not getting any tall mobs coming up here. This is the pipe where the tall mobs normally come up this ladder. And that's because I have my lava lights on, and I just made a lava light system, but I'll go into that in another show, because actually, even though it's totally awesome, you know, it's Etho's idea, just the vertical lava columns, for what I need, I've realized I don't think it's going to work, and I'm going to have to use some kind of glowstone or something. So anyways, there's probably some spiders waiting down there. We'll trigger the Pez dispenser, like so. And if this redstone torch flashes like that, that means we've got a spider coming up. So there he is over there. And he comes across, check, 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 into the crusher, and you'll see, now he takes damage. And the cart gets pushed out. And I'll try and pick up another one. So just go across the pressure plate, make sure the torch goes. Yep, it's got a spider. There it is. Here he comes. And again into the crusher. So, yeah. Now I've actually started testing this. I've realized it isn't going to work, and I'm going to have to go back to the system I had before, because the string gets pushed out onto the track, and I can't have that. So what's going to happen now is when the next spider comes along and gets crushed, you'll see the cart won't be able to make it past these items, and it will get stuck in the block, and that will be the end of this crusher. So, where is he? Okay, something has gone wrong. That didn't take very long. I'll just trigger another one and see what happens. Because maybe the cart made it back down into the kind of empty cart detection thing, if the spider despawned halfway through. So there he comes. And by the way, the despawning is only a problem when you don't have enough powered rail. Oh, it made it past that time. And try again. Yeah, it's only a problem when you don't have enough powered rail, because if you have enough powered rail, then the empty and full minecarts will travel at the same speed, so you won't need any form of empty cart detection. But you will need a ton of gold rail, so... So it does seem to be working. I mean, the cart's still going through, but as you can see, the string is not falling into the hole down here, where it's supposed to be falling to. So obviously, this needs a another redesign. So, and before you say anything, I know that I can just have, so if the spider ends up here, I know that I can just put another block here and completely crush it. But the idea is to not do that, because you can with spiders, because they are sticking out of the block. Because I don't like the idea of having the minecart actually inside a solid block. Yeah, that's it really. So I'd rather have the mobs take damage from outside of the cart. And with the tall mobs, it's quite easy. I just compress the top piston, you know, the bottom one of these two, the one that goes in where at the height of the cart, this bottom netherrack one. If I just disconnect that and have the top one pushing into the tall mobs, then that would be fine, you know. It's just squishing their heads. And I want to do the same with the spiders. So I don't really want to have two blocks or carts going actually inside solid blocks for the crushing. Okay, so it's time to test the auto spider drowner. So I've harvested a few gold rail from the other crusher that isn't working properly. And I will just hook up the auto drowning thing now. And by the way, if you have any better names for any of these things, do let me know, because I'm not very good at finding names. But that should be it. I think there's still spiders down there. Am I still on the normal? Yeah. There's probably some down there. So I will see if we get another one and see what happens. So here it comes. There should be a spider coming up over there. And he'll make his way through the softener. And down here. And into the drowner. So you can see it got triggered before he fell. And I think he's activating the pressure plate. And still activating. And yes, awesome. That's so good. Oh, now that to me is a good device. You know, it's pretty safe. It has auto clearing, so when a spider comes in and pushes out the cart before, it only opens when the spider is dead. I have to check and see if items can come out of the corners, because I don't think that would matter, because I have a stone pressure plate, so I don't think items trigger stone pressure plates, only mobs. And you know, the other corners, I could fill them in so that items wouldn't fall into them. But overall, yeah, that's pretty badass, really. That's well good. So definitely a big thanks to Roboticost for pushing me to do the idea. You know, he was saying do a drowner. And I said, no, it's slow. He said, oh, just do it. So I did, and yeah, it's definitely good to try new things, because this thing is awesome. I'll have to go down and see if it's actually getting all the drops. But as you can see, he just sits there. Starts to drown. Slowly starts to drown. I can see an item in there. The cart's going through. Hasn't clogged yet. I'll just try one more and look at it from a different angle. Maybe from here. So you can see all the wiring working. And the spider should come any second. There's one there. Kind of hard to show, I guess. Yeah, so there's a tube here, vertical tube. The pressure plate is here, comes across, the signal comes out here to a torch, which is also connected to a detector rail before, and this is for the clearing. The signal makes its way into this thing, which is, I guess, is a, I really wish I knew what it was called, but if you do it like this, then you'll only get a signal when you release, or whatever, I don't know. Yeah, and there's a piston behind here, sticky piston connected to a solid block. and then the other sticky piston is slightly delayed, and that's it really. We'll just go down and see if the items are collecting, and yep, there they are. Oh yeah, and there's the blocks I just destroyed too. So that is pretty cool. Okay, that is definitely all I have time for. This is going to be a huge upload for me. I hope it doesn't fail. It's going to take a long time. And yeah, I thought I should get everything done in one episode. So I hope it wasn't too long. And yeah, there's more to come. I will be very busy over the next 2 weeks. But I'll try and get out another mini episode at least. And after that, I am, on holiday pretty much for the rest of the year. I do have kind of work, but it's, pretty easy, and I can do it on my own time. So that's pretty cool. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye-bye.